Yo guys, what's up? It's Jake here on this beautiful, crisp Saturday morning. You can hear the birds chirping in the trees. And today, we were working in the garage. Today we're going to be experimenting with carburetors on the Murray. This is a little different than what I normally do, but I've been noticing some power loss. I was hoping to address it. This here is what you call, I think it's a Walbro. Yeah, Walbro carburetor right there. And if you've all watched Fearless Front's video on this, you'll all know what's going on here. But just to compare these two, you can clearly see that the bore size there is a lot bigger than the one on this. And this here is actually the original carburetor that came on the Murray when I bought it. So this carburetor had a lot of power. The problem that I'm facing now is that this here carburetor had got plugged up and it would not run. It wasn't getting enough fuel through. Something got clogged in there, and I think it was caused by my gas line fraying. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this one all apart, and I'm going to see if I can clean it up and try to use it in my Murray again. Right at the moment I'm not sure what carburetor's in it, so I'm going to start by tearing it into the Murray and see what's going on inside of it. So right here's the Murray, and we're going to pull it apart and take a look at the carburetor in there. So to get the Murray open, I'm just going to start by pulling this here off. Grab hold of the hood, just pull it off like that. Gotta remember to unplug the lights right here. So to get this all apart, I'm going to start by pulling the air cleaner off. Okay, so here's all three carburetors that I got to choose from. And this here is off a 14.5 horse, the 12.5 original, and this I believe is off a 13.5, which is the one that I had on the Murray at the time. Alright, the most recent time. So upon inspecting these, they're all a little wee bit different. This here is a Walbro, as I said earlier. It says right there Walbro, and the one that was on my tractor is also a Walbro. I just tried the Nicky carburetor on there and couldn't even get it to start, so this here is the other Walbro carburetor, as you can see right there. I've cleaned it up extremely well, and we're going to see if this will start, and if it does, hopefully it'll run a little bit better and work a little better than the carburetor that was on there. Alright, so there's the new carburetor on it, and boy, it looks like brand new. Get it all back together. Gonna take it outside and see if we can get her tuned up. Well, here we are this afternoon, and quite a little bit has changed actually. The carburetor that I had on this, the Walbro, is actually now on the Craftsman LT4000 here, and its carburetor has been put onto the Murray. So it runs extremely well with this new carburetor. I'll start it up here in a minute, but first I'll show you. This here is the Walbro carburetor. Is the exact same model as the one that I was trying on this, but for some reason I couldn't get it to run right. And right in the middle it had a kind of a peak where there was like no power. Didn't matter what you do, like it would bog there, and then it would have power on either end. So this carburetor that come off the Craftsman seems to be pretty well, maybe a little bit lacking on the low end power, but that's reasonable. I've hooked up my choke right there, and if you're wondering what all that is, that's a broken off choke mechanism on that carburetor, so I had to come up with something to do it, and that pulls it over, off, and as you can see, it runs down onto that wire and back up into there. Okay, to start up the Murray here, we'll turn on the gas, off on it, clutch in, choke up. Now, we'll see if this one will even start. Turn the fuel on.